Recent studies by the World Health Organization and the Archives of Internal Medicine suggest that workers who sit for long periods of time, as many as 6 hours a day, are 40% more likely of dying at any given point, of a variety of afflictions and diseases, than people who sit less. In fact, a recent study found that 86% of Americans sit for their jobs and that the average person sits for 13 hours a day. Sitting for extended periods of time is terrible for your health. In fact, it's considered worse than smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. Sitting has been called the new smoking by many healthcare professionals due to its link to several preventable diseases such as obesity and diabetes. Ignoring good sitting posture is a major cause of pain, poor spinal health and risk of future problems, to cumulative damage to soft tissues of the spine, muscles, ligaments and discs, if not treated well, can give you a lot of pain. Backache and lower back pain while sitting can make you feel sick, decrease your work efficiency, and even spoil your mood. Sitting with a straight back and shoulders will not only improve a person's physical health but can make them feel more confident. How do you know if you have a poor posture? Tell me honestly, do you know how important your sitting posture is for your health? Do you have a correct posture while sitting, or have you ever tried to improve your posture? If you sit in any of the below-mentioned positions for long periods, then you definitely need to read this post, as these are the poor postures that will give you problems. If not now, then perhaps a little later. Sitting or slouching in a chair with your back making a C shape. Sitting in a position that does not fully support the back, especially the lower back. Sitting on a chair in a semi-sliding position. Sitting on a seat that sinks in, which makes your hips at a lower level than your knees. Sitting crossed-legged and transferring the body weight on one hip. Keeping the knees, ankles, or arms crossed. Sitting for a long time in one position. Sitting for an extended period without taking a break. Poor posture has its own set of implications, like causing curvature of the spine, but sitting with poor posture is like taking a forest fire and dousing it with gasoline. We've uncovered a cornucopia of adverse effects and boiled them down to the 5 that professional doctors consider the most harmful. The 5 most harmful effects of sitting with poor posture: poor circulation to the brain. While some of that feeling may stem from nutritional factors, researchers at San Francisco State University studied 110 slouching students and discovered poor posture can affect energy output through reduced circulation. It should be noted that issues with poor circulation can impact multiple areas of the body as a result of a pressure point caused by slouching. However, regarding poor circulation to the brain, it's most likely caused by the added pressure on the vertebrae in the neck. In fact, studies suggest leaning your head forward even 30 degrees can put as much as 40 pounds of pressure on your neck. Carpal tunnel syndrome. How does poor sitting posture impact your wrists, you ask? The nerves in the neck and upper back control function in the arms and hands. By definition, carpal tunnel syndrome is numbness, tingling, and weakness in your hand due to increased and sustained pressure on the median nerve in your wrist. Carpal tunnel syndrome, it sort of feels like these little guys sticking into your hands. What's that old nursery rhyme? The knee bone is connected to the thigh bone. The thigh bone is connected to the hip bone. It's the same thing here. When you slouch, you pinch the vertebrae in the neck. The vertebrae in the neck are connected to nerves in the neck and upper back. The nerves in the neck and upper back are attached to the elbows, wrists, and hands. Starting with the vertebrae in the neck, slouching increases pressure and causes a chain reaction of adverse effects. These negative effects include tingly elbows, wrists, hands, and ultimately, carpal tunnel syndrome. Decrease in digestion function. How could poor sitting posture impact your digestion? Just like poor posture affects circulation in various parts of the body, it affects digestion in the same way. The act of slouching bunches the organs in your body together, almost like an accordion, essentially creating a digestive traffic jam throughout your stomach and intestines. And where there's stoppage, there's blockage. Take it from the older folks out there, you don't want to deal with an intestinal obstruction if you don't have to. Next time you eat, and for at least 2 hours post-meal, be mindful of your posture and help your digestive system process all that nutritional goodness you just inhaled. Increased fatigue. Do you think sitting upright, all day, in a good position is hard? Slouching is actually way harder. The muscles in your neck and back aren't designed to slouch all day, so they grow worn and tired. This prolonged physical stress breaks down and fatigues the muscles of the neck and back, leading to soreness and pain. Also, remember our good friend circulation? That's right. The lack of blood flow is one of the ultimate villains of health and vitality. Overall, decreased circulation in the body leads to a general stagnant, fatigued feeling. Negative mood. Does a negative mood cause poor posture? Or does poor posture cause a negative mood? Seems a bit like a chicken versus egg scenario, doesn't it? A study published in Health Psychology actually discovered that people who sat with poor or slouched posture were more likely to report lower self-esteem and experience more frequent bouts of fear and anxiety. One could make the case that with so many things impacted by poor posture, even a slight decrease in circulation could lead to fatigue, which in turn could spark feelings of lower self-esteem, increased fear, and anxiety. Summary. While sitting all day has its own set of negative implications and should be avoided or reduced at all cost, sitting with poor posture can multiply those adverse effects tenfold. So now you know the problem. What about the solution? How do you actually correct poor posture while sitting? And now, senior health experts reveal 12 easy steps to precisely align body parts to help you conquer a sitting posture that creates ideal body alignment, strong muscles, and stability forever. Here's what you need to do. 1. When you sit on a chair, ensure that both your feet are flat on the floor, as this helps distribute the weight and balance the body. If you're short in height, then you can consider using a footrest. 2. Keep your knee and hip joints at right angles so that your knees are at a little lower or the same level as your hips. Having the knees at a level higher than your hips will cause your back to round up and destroy the natural curves. 3. Push your buttocks and hips back, so that they touch the back of your chair. This is very important. Otherwise, you'll be either slouching or sliding. Also, the upper and lower back should be supported with your chair's backrest. 4. Elongate your spine to sit tall and upright with your back and neck comfortably straight and your shoulders down, back, and relaxed. This will help maintain the natural curves of the spine. 5. If your chair does not support lumbar curve or the curve at the lower back, then place a small pillow behind your lower back to keep the curve in its natural position. If you don't have a pillow, even a rolled towel will do to support your lumbar curve. With your hips pressed to the back of the chair, slightly lean forward and place the rolled towel between your back and the chair's back, at the level of your beltline. 6. Make sure that all 3 normal back curves are present while you're sitting, especially the lumbar curve. You can check that by slipping your hand in the space between your lower back and the chair, and also make sure not to overarch as that may cause strain and spasm. 7. Distribute your body weight and balance it evenly on both hips, more specifically on the sitting or sits bones, which are part of your pelvis and just under the flesh of your butt. Tilt your pelvis forward slightly, supporting the lumbar curve such that you're still sitting on your sits bones but not trying to overarch, which would dislodge you from it. 8. Neither stretch your legs forward, nor cross them, as it may obstruct your circulation and cause the hip to move, and eventually unbalance your body. 9. Place your thighs flat and parallel to the ground so that your lower legs and upper part of the body are at right angles to it. 10. Rest your elbows and forearms by the side of the body, on the chair arm rests, so that they are parallel to the ground, and the arms form a L shape at the elbow joint. Make sure you lift your shoulders only slightly, if at all. 11. Your head should be in line with the body and not slumping forward, so that your chin is in and ears directly over the shoulders, otherwise you'll strain your neck. 12. Finally, sit relaxed. A correct sitting posture will require the minimum number of muscles, so you're in a most relaxed state by loosening up the rest of the muscles. Remember, regularly practice this good sitting posture to form a daily habit. Surely after you follow the instructions correctly, you will get a good sitting posture and stability forever.